Good morning, Ocean Township. Today is October 30th. It is currently 9:36 in the morning. It's a bit of a gloomy day outside, but that's not changing anything for our funness on this episode today. I'm your host, Izzy Flesca. It's episode 71. And this is my co-host, Annie Nicholas.
Hello.
And today we have Ms.DeMuro on our podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome. I love doing this with you guys.
Yeah. So you're a Discovery Science teacher.
I am.
Can you explain what that is for
Sure.
people that don't understand?
I started here not as a Discovery Science teacher. I started here as a biology teacher, and I was actually a substitute first. But Discovery Science was something I created after teaching my students and realizing that they wanted more information about life. So Discovery Science is like a self-discovery class for high schoolers, right on the set. Grades 9 through 12, anybody could take it, and we focus on discovering the self. So the things that you control, your mindset, your health, finances even, relationships, some of the things that aren't in the regular curriculum of school.
That's great. That's actually...
Thank you. We use science, we use philosophy, thinking, and psychology.
So what inspired you to become a teacher?
Oh, I didn't think I was going to be a teacher, actually. I really wanted to be in fashion in the city. I wanted to work in business. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be successful. But I realized through experiencing that this doesn't guarantee that you're happy or that you feel fulfilled. And for me, when I started reflecting on my life in my mid-20s, I was like, there's got to be more to it. So it put me in the direction of asking questions and changing my major at school, and then getting back into a science and a psychology certification, then education.
Were you always a teacher?
No.
Right off the back? Oh.
So, no. So, my plan was to work in the city and be in business or be a buyer in the city. But that changed when I took a class for my other degree, and I was actually in front of fourth grade students. It was for a psychology class I was taking, and they said we could either watch videos or go into a classroom that we were in and observe. And when I observed the classroom, I felt like this fulfillment. I always compare it to how the Grinch felt when he discovers his heart and lifts up the sleigh to save the day of Christmas. I felt like I had a breakthrough in that moment. I was like, there's got to be more to this. I could have this feeling more. So I kind of followed that little clue. And that's how I got to teaching. It really started with simple questions like, what do you like? And what, I think my guidance counselor at the time was like, well, what do you enjoy? And I was like, animals. And he's like, okay, you can teach science. I was like, that's so simple, right? You think you have to have this whole plan, but I really think it unfolds the way it's supposed to if you listen. And even if you aren't listening, I think that things happen to get you back to where you're supposed to be.
It's great.
I
totally agree. So what are you why are you passionate about teaching? Why do you think
These are such great questions. Did you write these?
I did.
That's my student there. A little shout out to Miss Bella. So every day I wake up and I'm excited. I can't say 100% of the time, but the statistic on that is pretty much 95% that I'm excited to teach you when I'm teaching you. And I think it stems from not having the support that I wish I had in high school. And even when I collaborate with my teacher friends like Mr. Plano or anybody, I feel like it's something that if we were having different conversations with our students, could we support them in a better way so that they could skip over some of the suffering that we endured? Learning things a hard way. And I think that you need that for some things, for sure. Whether you guys are not motivated, or I think that we kind of not enable you, but we try to make it easier for you a lot. And sometimes when we do that, we don't realize that we're taking the lesson from you. So I think sometimes when we share our stories or share our hardships, and, because they end up working out in a way, but when we share that perspective with you, I think it empowers you to have courage and grit and resilience, which is what I think makes you successful in life.
That's great. I'm going to track back to the fourth grade thing.
Sure.
Did you when you were in front of them, were you like, oh, I want to teach younger kids? Or was it always you want to teach high schoolers?
That's a great question too. So the teacher that I went back to observe was a teacher that was in my school, Mrs. Mulrain. And I'll never see, it's like you have those teachers who stick with you. And I remember her just being so kind and joyful and loving. I don't even think I had her as a teacher, but that's who they paired me with. And when we were working together, I was only there once a week to observe. I wasn't even supposed to be actively teaching, but I was giving the kids a spelling test, which is so like trivial. And I remember them just looking at me like I was like the smartest person. And I remember this little girl, she liked my shoes. And she's like, what do you do? Are you like a model? And she was so intrigued by me that I was like, oh my God, these kids are so sweet. So I didn't know what I wanted to teach. I knew I always enjoyed children, but I didn't think it was going to be my profession. So I actually got certified to teach all grade levels. Like I could go teach kindergarten if I wanted to. So I'm certified K to 12. And to be honest, high school was the least excited grade level I was going to teach. So even when I started at the elementary school, then I substituted for Ocean in the middle school, and there was no positions there. So they ended up moving me to the high school, and I was actually very resistant to it. I like cried. I didn't want to be here. I thought it would be too much because I wasn't teaching discovery science yet. But I think I needed that experience to realize that there was more to this, to feel inspired to create that.
Do you like still like, I'd rather teach, or like, are you like, I'm so great with like high school students?
Oh, I love you guys. I think that there's like a really special experience that happens at your age. I think that adolescents are able to see two different sides of a story. So even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you can understand why I might be saying that. So, and I think that kind of abstract thinking or being able to reflect the way that would prepare you for life is necessary for high school students. So even if it's not always easy or easier, I still think it's necessary, and I'm willing to do it because I see how you guys respond to it. Like we're starting to get to that sweet spot now with my class where we know each other, we're getting into our groove, and I think that you're able to be mature when you're guided that way. Yeah. And I think that even as adults, like I don't know more than you. I just have maybe experienced different things, so I can give you that feedback. But you're really capable of doing most things that adults do. Yeah. You just need to be guided that way to understand. And I'm not perfect by any means. I think I teach you through my failures, which just makes it worth it for me because then you don't have to do that. Or if you do, you're like, okay, this is why this is happening. Right? So do you feel that way being in my class?
Yeah. No, I definitely like have like that thought when I'm like in there.
Okay.
So you're doing it right. So.
Wait till we get you for the full year, so I'm excited.
Right. That's like so exciting.
So then I get to see you grow even after I have you, which is, I mean, I'll have you the whole year, so then you'll grow even more over summer, and I'll see you the next year.
Yeah. So did you like come to Ocean with like the idea of just starting Discovery Science, or like did they give it to you?
No, great question again. So when I was brought here, I was a substitute, and I actually took over for an awesome teacher, very unique in his practice, Mr. Wishart, and I was teaching something called Contemporary Science, which was kind of like a class that had no framework, and they were like, just teach us, you need to teach us. So I was creating it to teach you about the world. I thought that was important. I always believe that we don't know enough about each other. So I would ask things like the importance of culture, the importance of community, animals in different countries, like little things like that. And I realized my students would always be like, well, how did you know about that you wanted this career? Or what do you do for fun? Like simple things, but they can be profound if you see how much they impact your choices in life. So then I was offered, when we got into STEM teaching, they made science electives. I actually thought I was going to, don't tell Miss Sylvester, she's the best teacher for it, but I thought I was going to be the forensics teacher. And then something happened in the scheduling, or Mr. Sullivan, and he's like, actually, Miss Sylvester's going to do that. I want you to create something. And at first, they wanted me to call it research science. No one's taking that except for me and like two kids who like it sounds like a lot of work. So from that, I think that just like talking to my students and getting their feedback, it's been a constant evolution through this whole time. But I think that I got it to a sweet spot in like 2018. And I still change it. I mean, the schedule changed again, so it's not half year, it's a full year. But I think that, really listening to what the kids needed, seeing where you guys struggled. I mean, it was definitely a lot of work to create because I have to find standards for it, find the science behind it. It can't just be my opinion, right? Even though I have opinions, but I try to make it more as a platform for you to figure out how it pertains for you. So again, it's a range of topics. I wish I could teach you guys all 4 years of high school, but I try to focus originally on like even teamwork, right? We did a lot of team building because I think that that's scary at your age. I don't know how much I collaborated with people that weren't in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I think I might have judged people, which I think that if we don't do that, we actually see how human we are and how much we have in common, which is a skill that will never go out of being needed. I know AI and all this stuff and technology is such a great stuff, but there's like a uniqueness to being a human, that we have empathy and compassion and being able to be open-minded and putting ourselves in each other's shoes, which changes how we see their story.
Yeah.
Which can make you very successful.
That's great. So you believe in like the self-affirmations?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
As you said, I'm tired,
We
but
have
I'm
a
going to ignore
topic.
that. Okay, so you have a topic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we have been listening to, I don't know how to pronounce it really, subliminals.
Subliminals, okay.
Yes.
And I was fully confident in it. I totally believe
This
in
was
it.
yesterday, by
Okay.
the way.
Yesterday.
Okay,
I did
okay.
not believe it. Like,
Okay.
I was like,
Neither
no.
did Mr. Polano over
I was
there.
making
Okay.
fun of her because she was like doing these things with her hands.
So you were doing
And
more of
then-
like an incantation
Like,
where
I
you were doing
totally
movement.
believed in it. Yeah, I was like,
So can you give me
Yeah.
an example for the viewers?
it was I was literally like this.
Okay.
I was just trying to
Like around me, like around my
Oh.
head.
and I was
like,
moving
what are
around
you
myself,
doing?
and then I tried to like give her the phone
Yeah.
to listen to it.
Right.
She
Okay.
was going in my ear back, and I was like, "No way, this works." And like you can like search it up on like YouTube or like, Spotify, but you like, what was it?
It was
like,
literally like, everything will come to you with ease.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were listening to it.
And I had a test, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna fail."
I was like,
I was gonna
I
say, what
promise-
was your natural response? Just coming from
I-
fear, probably, because it stresses you out,
Yeah, I
right?
was stressed. I was like, no, like I'm gonna fail. Like I didn't study.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the next day. So I was studying, and then she's like playing this like thing in my
Yeah.
ear.
You're gonna
I was like
pass.
yelling at her. I'm like, I can't study. So I go to my class,
Uh-huh.
and she switched it to today.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, I lost my ID this morning, so I literally
Last
went.
morning?
Yeah. Or not this morning, sorry, yesterday morning. And I was going up to my teacher to ask to get a pass, and this kid in my class comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, I found your ID." I was like, "What?"
like,
and then I texted. I was like, "Why is this working?"
I love
It was
that.
and then she had a sub. It was just like,
Yeah, I had a sub, and
So
she let us do
everything's were
whatever.
working out
Yeah.
then.
yeah.
Well,
I
and
was, like, so
that's like a coincidence, right? And that,
That's-
you know,
yeah.
we can find, because your perspective, your lens that you're wearing is changed, right? So I always try to give the example, like if I had sunglasses on, there's two ways I can see it. I could see it as like I'm frustrated and I'm going to be, and if you had a different perspective, let's say that you were more angry or aggressive when you're in the hallway, that kid who found your ID might have not wanted to go up to you. So he might have never been able to tell you that he found your ID.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying with her. I was like, what if it's just like a placebo effect? Like,
Yeah.
since, say, like, that stuff is going to happen either way if you didn't listen
Right.
to it before. But I think, like, since you listen to it, you think it's that, and then
Right.
you start to believe it. But, like, who knows? Like,
Well, that's what it
coincidence,
is,
like,
right?
Yeah.
No, I
So
think it comes to
it's
it.
about it's about changing how you are responding to your environment. And I gave this example yesterday because I told a story about, and people. I just want everyone to know, like, I don't go unscathed through life. Like, things are challenging. People talk about me. Things don't work out that I think should work out a certain way, right? But even yesterday, I was as a field trip. And a woman was a little brash to us. She was like, my students were doing something appropriate. They were looking at a map on their phone. And she's like, you guys should get off your phones and be paying attention. She was real aggressive. And like in my internal Tom's River person came out. And of course I want to respond like, girl, like you need to back up from my kids, right? But I didn't do that because I knew that wasn't going to get me the result I wanted. Not only am I not going to be a role model to my students right now, handling a stressful situation where we might have been right, but that's not going to change. The only thing I can do is change how I respond to it to change the outcome. So I took a breath. It was a deep, deep breath. And I was like gritting my teeth. And I'm like, why would this person come up to us like this? So, and again, as I went throughout my day of the field trip, I found out this person's in charge. So they're the head of the state. They're also retiring. And this is also their last conference. So when I started thinking about that and collecting more evidence, I could see that they were probably stressed. They were probably upset. Because behind stress and like that anger is always like a sadness. So behind that was actually more of like, oh my gosh, this is probably like subliminally thinking that this is my last conference. Am I doing a good job? Is everybody paying attention? Managing people, and you get overwhelmed, and then you act brash, or you act aggressive, or you act like angry. And I remember at your age, I did that all the time because I felt like life was unfair. So instead of, responding to that person with the same energy they were giving me, I was like, can I see the whole story and can I respond to them in love? So I saw her at the end of the conference and I was like, congratulations on your retirement, by the way. Are you going to do anything exciting when you retire? And she's like, that's so great. Thanks for asking. Me and my husband are actually going to travel. It's our 50th wedding anniversary. And told me all these great things about her life. I even offered to carry her bag because I noticed she was struggling. And again, if I didn't put all that together, I might have ignored her. And I might have not impacted that in a different light. But because I was being mindful or thinking about the whole story, I was kind and loving, which then changed how she responded to me later. Does that make sense? So when you're saying affirmations and things like that, I don't want people to think that like you say them and things are going to come true, but you're actually reprogramming your brain. It's known as neuroplasticity. When you're choosing a different way to get to the same place. So again, you're going to have to take this test, right? Yeah. And there's 2 ways it's going to happen. That's what the result is. But you can either believe in yourself and empower yourself and be confident taking that test and enjoy the experience. And even if you don't do so well, at least you know you what?
Tried.
Tried how? Your best, right?
Oh, yeah, I tried my best.
Yeah.
Positive mindset.
And that's what I'm saying. So we never go into something and we're like, I'm going to try just 50% today. That might change, though, based on how you're feeling, based on how life is. But you're always trying your best. And it's not like you're lying and saying that you're not. But if you're talking negative and you're like, this test sucks, I'm not going to do well, this is so annoying, school's so awful, you're like bogging yourself down. And then it's going to exhaust you. And then you're going to tell me something like, I'm tired. I don't want to be here, right? So we have to be in constantly putting ourselves in check because life is challenging. Life does happen to us, all of us, and we are the only ones that can reframe it, which is what I like to say affirmations do. They reframe it so that the tone of our day is different. So I tell my students, like, you're brushing your teeth anyway. Mm-hmm. Usually everyone says they brush their teeth. I got a couple of people that are like, I forgot today, right? But it's usually something that we already have been conditioned to do since we were little. Mm-hmm. So I tell my students, what are you thinking about when you're brushing your teeth anyway? And most of them are like, nothing, or looking at my TikTok or playing a song. But you could habit stack, which is you're going to do something that's benefiting you even more mentally, your affirmations. Mm-hmm. And now it's going to be something that you used your time wisely for to make yourself feel better. Listen, I wake up, I'm not like, so excited, it's morning, it's 5 o'clock. Yes. That is not my natural state. My natural state is like, oh my gosh, I wish I could sleep until 9. But then I start choosing my responses and my thoughts. And I remember I get to wake up today. Some people, that's not their truth, right? Some people don't have as much blessing as I get to. I do love my job, even when I got to grade papers and it's the end of the marking period. But why do I have to fixate on that stuff when I can fixate on maybe today I'm changing someone's life? Maybe one of my students is going to hear this and it's going to affect how they treat their kids in the future. And that's what I kind of want my legacy, because someone asked me that question, like, what is your legacy? It's really believing that is impacting my students in some way so that their lives were better and the people around them benefited too.
That's great. So
affirmations.
I put affirmations on my...
and water. Cheers. We got to drink more water, guys.
SAT,
We're dehydrated culture.
SATs.
Somebody actually made fun of me today for drinking water out of a mug. But here I am.
Before we get into this little game.
Was it a game?
There was a game.
I love
Jameson,
games.
Do you have anything you'd like to chime in?
No,
Jameson is also my student. Hey,
I'm
Jameson.
a student, and I love everything that you do.
Oh,
And
that's so nice.
I'm excited for meditation today.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Blocks 5 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing our first full-length meditation, where we're doing a guided meditation from a plug Insight Timer. I use that all the time. But I also do a guided body scan that I'm trying to teach them so that they can do that for themselves as well.
And Mari, do you have anything?
I want to join your class this year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm so grateful because, again, the journey of my class, like, I only had one section with 12 students in it when I started.
Wow.
And because, and I know Mr. Plano and I talk about, like, making videos about it or publicizing it. It's really been you. I have some of your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
I had your brother.
Did you?
Did I have any of your siblings?
No, my siblings 8.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully in the future, right?
Yeah,
I had
maybe.
Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had siblings. I had their aunts and uncles. That's when I know that I'm aging is that, and they're like, oh, my aunt had you. I'm like, how old is your aunt? They're like 30. I'm like, oh my gosh, me too. How's that possible? So but again, that's the legacy I'm talking about, is that and now the whole culture, I think, is catching up with the importance of like mindset, mental health. A lot of students have said it helped them to get through things, because I think I needed it when I was younger, but we didn't talk about that. Can I ask Mr. Plano a question? Is he allowed to be on this? Mr. Plano, did you get resources like this when you were growing up? He gave me a look of perplexity, so I'm going to go with.
And that's what I was going to say.
Oh, he has a flag in his classroom that says raised on hose water neglect.
Generation X.
And I don't think it was, I don't want to say it's willing neglect, right? Even my situation, my parents are amazing, but you only can use what you know. Do you think my grandparents were asking my parents, like, how are you feeling? They were worried about like feeding 9 children. It was more of like a different generation. And I think this is, you guys are blessing me the first generation to actually work on this. I just realized I keep doing my hand like that. See? That's my.
It's really okay. So now we're going to get into a game.
Okay, it's a game. I'm excited. I'm very competitive.
It's not really that competitive.
Oh, okay.
It's blind ranking.
Okay, blind ranking.
So we're doing yoga poses because you're into yoga.
Yoga poses or stretching poses. I don't like to intimidate people thinking that you have to be like knowledgeable to move your body. So I call it wellness poses.
Give you a wellness pose.
Oh, good.
And you're gonna rank it 1 to 5. But if you put a yoga pose at 5, you cannot change that yoga pose. So it's stuck at 5.
Okay. 5 meaning, okay, I'm ranking it on its effectiveness or
no,
like,
just what
one's
you
your
like
favorite,
to do. Like,
five
oh,
is
my
the
favorite,
least
based on my
favorite.
favorite. They always say the ones you don't like the most are the ones that you need. So, okay. You wrote these down? I hope I know the names of these. Okay.
They're pretty easy.
Okay, so there's only 5 options.
Only 5 options.
Okay.
Child's pose.
Okay, so 0 being least favorite.
5 being least favorite. 1 being favorite.
1 being my favorite. Okay. What, do I get to know all of the options?
That's why.
What game is this? Child's pose? 2.
Okay.
Or 1. No. Stressed out. Now, how do I know which one to pick? I'll put 2 fingers up. You think I teach?
We'll remember.
Okay.
Yeah. Tree pose.
Tree pose. Wait. Zero's the worst?
No.
There is no 0.
There is no 0?
It's 1 through 5.
Oh my gosh.
5's
See, I
the
can't even
worst.
play this game.
5's the worst. 1's the best.
5's the worst, 1's the best.
So would you like to
tree's
change?
pose is 4, child's pose is 2.
Okay. Shavasana.
Ooh, Shavasana. I'm glad I kept that one. I guess I'll give that one. Actually, that could be challenging sometimes. I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
I know. Okay. You think I would like a resting, so Shavasana is when you're laying there for meditation, but that can be challenging, right? Because this doesn't turn off.
So you have.
Okay, so I had.
Child's pose at 2.
Yeah.
Tree pose at 4.
Yeah. Shavasana at 3.
3. So you have
so
1
I have
and
extremes
5.
left.
Yeah.
Can you tell what kind of person I am from this game?
We'll do downward dog.
Ooh. I don't know what the last option is. It's either the worst or the least. I'm going to go with downward dog being my favorite.
And then chair pose.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst. Is that what I left it for?
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it. How crazy is that? Chair pose is absolutely my least favorite pose. It's like you knew that.
Downward dog at 5, and then.
Yeah, so chair pose is 1.
What is Shavasana?
No, chair pose is 5.
Wait.
Chair pose is the least favorite.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You guys know what chair pose is? It's like when you do a squat with your arms up and you're trying to get your knees and your hips in alignment. Yeah. It's a tough pose, and that's why I don't like it as much.
Yeah.
But Shavasana is when you're like laying down with palms up, like ready to meditate.
Oh. Okay.
So you think I would put that as my favorite because it's the least energy, but it's also challenging because you're trying to control this.
Yeah.
So down dog, actually, I do love because it's like a full body stretch. We're going to be practicing that in our next session. Today is just meditation, though. So they're going to be in Shavasana for most of it. Jameson just did that. He's excited.
what do you think we could do to get our school spirit more up?
I love
and
that.
Get our Spartan ready.
Okay, our Spartan ready. I think, again, having conversations, even with the students, of what we offer here, showing how connected we are as a school. I love when you guys bring spirit. Even I did the pep rally. I think we could do better for a winter pep rally or even for the Spartan Olympics, because I think that creates unity and community, and I think that that's what they should look forward to. Because, again, if I had that perception when I was going into high school, instead of being intimidated, feeling overwhelmed, thinking about how hard it was going to be. I didn't have the best experience, I guess, in middle school. I think most people would be like, yeah, me too. I felt awkward. I felt like I didn't fit in. I was actually bullied a lot in middle school for whether the way I looked or who I was. And I felt like it gave me a negative connotation of what was to come, where if I had students like you guys talking to me as high schoolers, telling us what to actually look forward to, it might have changed my perception. I might have been more excited. So again, I think just really coming together as a class, even, it doesn't matter if you're a junior or a senior, just coming together as high school students with spirit, also showing them what we've been able to accomplish. I think last night we did a school record, right? JV soccer team for the first time in history went undefeated and won their state championship. I think that's exciting. That's a big pivotal thing. And it wasn't just the varsity team. Notice how I said JV. So again, there's room for everybody. Mm-hmm. I think try it. And who cares if you don't like it? Maybe you met somebody great. Show off how much we have to offer. Look at this opportunity. I would have loved this in high school. As you can tell, I like to have a mic and talk. So I think that if we showcase the unique things that we have here, it doesn't matter if you go to private school or public school. It's about the actual experience and creating a home for yourself while you're here, which has always been my importance of trying to make my kids feel at home in my class. So
I like that.
And tell them they get to meet me and take Discovery Science. I don't know. Maybe I'm a selling pitch.
Definitely take the Discovery Science.
Yeah,
right?
sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I
Look
wanna
at that
take it
picture.
now.
Wow. My business picture. I see it. Look how great I look. And that's a picture I used in a lesson. Did I teach you that lesson already?
Yeah.
About that picture?
Yeah.
See?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, sometimes stories, you got to go underneath it because there's a lot to tell in that picture for me, too. So thank you for using that.
Well,
thanks for having me, guys. Cheers.
Thanks for coming on. See what they have up?
Gen X, raised on hose and water and neglect, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't disagree. I'm pretty sure I ate raw frozen hot dogs for teething. I don't know. And I had apple juice. Jameson, you'll see pictures. It's confirmed. Yeah, I have no teeth from here to here. It's a lot going on. But they tried their best. We didn't know bologna was a carcinogen back then, It was a light snack.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll see you. I'll see you later.
I know. I'm excited. Meditation.
Yeah. Come back for the next podcast. It's episode 71.
72.
Today's 71.
This is 71, and I remembered because 7 plus 1
I
is
said
8.
this is episode 71. I said
Said
this.
come back.
I said
for
come
episode
back for the
71.
next episode. This is episode 71. We're out. That's what I was gonna say, but
All right, go
everyone,
ahead.
no, goodbye.
Is that good?
Yes.